I'm so excited to finally get to interview her, because she's pretty much like, we do same kind of work, but it's more aligning to helping people get more into their power and, like getting into the alignment of their true purpose. So why don't we start off with, like you sharing with me like who you are, what you do, and really what's like your why, like why do you do what you do?
Sure. Well, first, I would just want to say it's awesome to be here, and I really thank you for the opportunity that, I could be here just sharing with your audience, and I'm super excited for us to really delve into this topic. So, as an iconic brand strategist and empowerment coach for women who are ready to get unstuck, share their message, and have a greater impact in the world, I help them ignite their purpose, reclaim their power, and boldly unleash their purposeful body of work into the world so that they can be iconic in business and life. And that's what I'm passionate about doing, really working with women to really ignite that, really get clear, because, there's 7 billion people in the world. And I believe that each and every one of us have a specific purpose. That's why we were created. And it's we have it within us, but we may not know, we may not have the clarity of what it is. We may be already living in it, but not sure that we are walking our divine purpose. So it really allows me to work with women so that they can clear, they can, launch that purposeful body of work that is in alignment to their overall purpose and the divine gifts as well.
Yeah, you're doing amazing work, and I believe that you're really a genius at what you do. So, like, why is it so important, to you, to create, your own body of work, and how does that like affect your level of success that you've created so far?
Well, it's important to me because I am all about living that purpose-driven life. Like I said, each and every one of us have a specific purpose that we were created for. And I find that, we're not here just to look pretty, look cute, just get all dressed up and just exist. We're here for a specific purpose, and there is a specific tribe of individuals that we're here to serve, especially when you know that you are here to have a greater impact, that you're here to bring transformation, whether that's through a program, product or service. And it doesn't have to be grandiose. So, when people hear life purpose or soul purpose, they always think, oh my goodness, it has to be something huge. But it doesn't have to be. It just has to be, you just have to get clear on what your particular life purpose or soul purpose is so that you can have that impact. I mean, with working with women and a few brave men, because I do work with men as well, but my heart and soul are for women. So I saw a survey, a research done on, women versus men in the world. And it said about 70% of women live in poverty. Now that's a huge number for us as women to be living below the poverty line. So I believe that when we step up fully in our purpose and we are clear on who are we meant to serve and what is the solution or the transformation that we're here to provide, then we are having an impact, whether it's on a smaller level within our family to make sure that the generational limiting beliefs are cut off or reframed, or whether it's on a bigger scale, whether you are, making an impact through charitable donation organizations, whatever that is, we all have a specific purpose, and it really lights me up and gets me on fire, as you can tell when I'm talking about it, to be, walking in my divine gift, which is power, which I'm here to empower, inspire. It gets me really fired up because I know that, we all have a purpose, and it really bothers me when I see people feeling that their life has no meaning, that, they feel unfulfilled, but they're not sure what to do to get in alignment with that soul purpose that's who they are. You don't have to go looking for it. It's not outside of you. You don't have to discover it. You just got to get clarity on it, shine some light on it and ignite it so that you can start living that every day, So I'm really passionate about that.
Yeah, I can hear it. Like in your whole energy, you're like, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is like why I do what I do, right? So like growing up as a child, like was that what lit you up? Like that, like how does that go, into play? Like why you do this now? Like how
Yeah.
was it growing up for you?
I share this story often about when I was growing up. I was born in beautiful Barbados. If any one of you know, Barbados is a beautiful island in the Caribbean, and I was raised by my grandparents. And I remember every evening when I came home from school, the kids in the neighborhood would come over, and I would either be helping them with their homework from their own respective school, or I would be giving them homework. I was a teacher. I was going to be this teacher. That was my big dream when I grew up. I was going to be a teacher. And, I would support them, help them. And then we would do fun activities. Like I would host this fashion show or pageant, as we call it back then, and where they dressed up in their parents' clothes and put on their shoes. So it was like their time to shine. And those moments have stayed with me from that moment, from growing up to now, because I'm passionate about really giving others, especially women, the spotlight so that people can know about them. People can know what their gifts are, what their passions, how they can help them. And that's what I've been doing, ever since. At some level, I've been creating platforms for other women, especially to shine, and for the spotlight to be shown on them so that people can become aware of them. I mean, I spent a lot of time in the corporate world, and it's only about 5 years ago. I launched my first business 10 years ago, which was the first business I had was interior design. And I remember, every weekend it was my time to do the chores. And as opposed to just dusting and sweeping, I would be rearranging the furniture, much to my grandparents' dismay, because I was all about a focal point for the living room. And at that time, I had no idea what a focal point was. And I remember commissioning my dad to build a fireplace, a faux fireplace. Now, can you imagine a fireplace in the middle of the Caribbean? I mean, obviously it wasn't functional, but it looked like a fireplace. We had the light with the glow and everything, because I wanted this focal point in the living room. So that was my first step into the entrepreneurship world. Even though I was working full time, that was my first business that I launched into the world. And for years, about 5 years or so, I had one foot in the corporate world and one foot in the entrepreneurship world. And eventually, even though I did that, I was passionate about interior design, there was still something missing. And I started to connect with women through my local church. They would come to me for advice about, personal development and business ideas and so on. And then I launched my next business called Lux Moments, where I realized as women, we are so many things to different people. We're mothers, we are wives, we're sisters, we look after the kids. If you have kids, we run businesses, we work full time. I mean, there's so many things that we are managing as women that we don't take time for ourselves. We don't implement self-love. We don't implement self-care. So my next business is all about Lux Moments, but it was more events driven, where women will come together, get away from their normal lives and just sort of commune together and do like spa days and just hang out and just, really have some downtime. But there was still something missing. And even though launching a travel brand with my partner at the time and some other partners in the business, there was still that missing thing. And until 5 years ago, I remember working at my last corporate job and having to take some short-term disability leave because I needed to get emergency surgery. And it was like the best corporate job I've had to date. My manager was amazing. The flexibility to work was, in terms of the hours, I worked from home, was a consultant there. So I worked with clients all over the world. And the pay was amazing, making 6 figures and over, or amazing bonuses. So it was like the best corporate job that I've had to date. And I remember having to take that leave, and it was a short-term leave. And coming back to work that day, still healing emotionally, still healing physically from the surgery, and taking that time off to be told that my job, my position was no longer required as they were downsizing. And it was a very traumatic day for me because I had planned that 6 months out, I was going to go into my business 100%. So no longer straddling, between the corporate world and my business, because I really knew that the business needed my focus and my attention. So I remember sitting there in the office getting this news, and I was like, what? Is this for real? And I remember saying to my manager and the HR manager at the time, I said, can you excuse me, please? Can you just give me a moment? I just need to be alone. And I asked them to leave the office. And I remember they're sitting, just crying uncontrollably, because it was like I didn't expect it. And I could see, okay, this was what was sort of supporting my business, to go into it full time and so on the side as well. But more so was like, what's going on? Like, it was just such a shock to my system. And then I made that commitment there and then. I said, God, I am going into my business 100%, sink or swim, whether it was successful or not. From this day forward, I am not looking back. This corporate world has supported me up to this point, but it's now or never for me to jump in 100%. And from that day forward, I have been in my business 100%. But I mean, even jumping into that, there's been ups and downs, there's been challenges. Like, entrepreneurship world is not for the faintest, right? The faint at heart. It has its challenges. It certainly has its ups and downs. But at the beginning, that experience allowed me to really go deep within and to get the personal development that I needed, working with a coach, working on my mindset, reframing all those limiting beliefs. I mean, I don't think we can ever get rid of all the limiting beliefs, but it's a daily journey and lifestyle, working on your mindset and really getting in alignment with your soul, your gifts, and being in soul alignment and being in purpose alignment every single day. It is so important.
Wow, you've been on like an amazing journey that went from really in misalignment, like where it was hardworking, and creating all of that order, right?
Yeah.
Like that was needed, right? And then coming all the way to getting into your power and empowering people, which is exactly what you're aligned to do in this world, which is just,
Yes.
It's so amazing how like source just like gets you from where you're not, right, to like where you need to be.
I know.
And whether you like it or not, like you have the choices in front of you, like just like that, you have to choose like 100% I'm in, because otherwise you would just, have your corporate job that you really love, but not maybe, do your real purpose, which had a lot to do empowering women and like speaking on stage and doing all the things that you do now. Like you wouldn't have that freedom if you're in that corporate world, right?
Exactly. And sometimes, we just need to shake. I mean, it's not a smooth, when you do get that kick to step into your purpose 100%, you just got to do it. Because then, like you said, you will stay in misalignment. And as you and I, that alignment is something that you work on every day. It's not like you reach it and then you're good. It's always, you always have to be aware that when you're out of alignment with your soul's gifts or out of alignment with your purpose, be recognizing that, having that conscious awareness that, hey, something's off here. Oh, I know I'm misaligned, or, I'm veering, or operating from my second and third gift, because, working with you has really brought enlightenment to that. And I am able to really recognize that much faster and sooner than I was before. I remember when I got into, coaching and stuff like that, I remember my first thing that I wanted to do was to, help women really connect with their passion and their purpose. And it was just something that came easy. And I was like, no, this can't be right. This can't be it. And, I have a very analytical side of me, and I, doing consulting and working with, brands and stuff to really, get off the ground in terms from a strategic perspective, like divine order and that sort of stuff. And I found myself early on really leaning towards that because, the other stuff was too easy. But we know when you're in alignment with your divine gift, it does come natural. It's like no push. It's because that's what you're meant to do. It is your primary divine gift. So it will come natural, right? And it really excites me and it fires me up when I'm operating in my primary divine gift. As you can tell, I'm all about empowerment and really getting people activated and moving and taking action. So yeah, it's really powerful.
So what would you, to everybody who's just like listening in, like, what would you suggest for, the 3 must-do steps to get back into their alignment, like into their purpose, into their soul alignment? Like, what would their steps be?
I'll give you 3 plus the bonus. So the first one would be to really get absolutely clear on what your purpose is in life. Your soul purpose, some people call it soul purpose, life purpose. That is that innate reason you were created. Shedding light on that, because that is something that you always have to be in alignment every day. When you get out of alignment, that's something that, like your vision that you have for your life, to always put that up there, that that's all, like your rudder, like the ship having a compass, that is your guiding post. Getting clear on your divine gifts, because that's important too. So the first one would be purpose and divine gifts. That's the foundation. And that's when I work with my clients, that's where we start. At whatever program, that's where we start, because that's the foundation. If the foundation is not set solid on a solid ground, then whatever you do and layer it, it's going to be shaky. So that would be the first thing, getting clear on your purpose, your soul purpose, and your divine gifts. The second thing is to reclaim your power. And your power could be from people, places, and things that may be holding you back. You may not even be aware that these people, places, and things are holding you back. But you know that you need a change. You know that there's something stopping you from moving forward. And in addition to people, places, and things, I would say your mindset. We sometimes, in addition to those 3 things, hold ourselves back through our limiting beliefs, through our mindset. So getting clear and looking to see, where am I stuck and how can I get unstuck? Number 3 would be to give yourself permission to really open up yourself to your desires. What are your desires and dreams? What is that big vision that you have for yourself, but you've been keeping on the inside because you feel you're going to be judged and your family's going to say, what? You're crazy, right? You want to do what? You want to help who? Or even our own thoughts, because your thoughts dictate, it shapes how we show up. It shapes our emotions and our beliefs. So giving yourself permission, saying, what, I want to do this. I want to travel the world. I want to speak on the stage. I want to be a best-selling author. I want to have a greater impact in the world through my purposeful body of work. And give yourself permission to say, yes, this is what I want, and then go after it. And then once you get to that point, number 5 would be to take action. So this would be creating that program, product, or service that is in alignment with your purpose. I call it your purposeful body of work, so that now you can bring the transformation and the impact to that tribe of individuals that you're meant to serve. Because I believe that we all have a specific tribe of individuals that we are meant to serve. So when we are not in alignment with our purpose, and when we are not in alignment with our soul's gifts, we are doing ourselves a disservice, and we're also doing our tribe that we're meant to serve a disservice, because we're not showing up powerfully. We're in misalignment, and we can't serve how we're supposed to serve. We can't bring the transformation that we're meant to bring. Therefore, those tribe of individuals, they're walking around like sheep without a shepherd. That's how that's my analogy. We're the sheep. And we're the shepherd, and they're our sheep. And it is important for us to show up so that our sheep can hear our voice, our message can resonate. And when we add value, they will be like, oh, this individual can definitely support me in whatever changes, whatever shifts that I need to make in my life and business. So that will be number 4. So, getting clear on your purpose and your soul's gifts, reclaiming your power from people, places, and things, and yourself. And number 3 would be giving yourself permission to go after your dreams and goals. And number 4 would be, taking action to, I don't like to say launch. Launch is not a thing for me. So I like to say, boldly release your purposeful body of work into the world. And then take other action, get support, work with a coach and a mentor to take you through those steps and to support you and to hold that bigger container for you to step into.
I hope everyone was taking notes, because that was that was like perfectly said. That's exactly what it takes to like go straight for what you desire. Like once you've got the clarity, you just take action, right? Like there's no ifs or buts. It's just like you got to get your butt in the door or not, right? Like
yes. Yeah.
So finally, like what advice do you give again to somebody who just really wants to step into their genius, right? Like like they've gotten in that direction, right? Like they've gotten that clarity. They're starting to take action. What would it take for them to create that success? Like, what is the thing that will help them to be an expert in their industry?
I would say, recognizing all the things that I mentioned before, those are like the foundational pieces. But also, because it's, creating or getting clear on your genius is not something that you arrive at overnight. It's a daily thing. It's you evolve. When you get, you work with someone to get clear on your message or your purposeful body of work. So whether you want to be a coach, a mentor, consultant, whatever that body of work is, then how are you showing up? Are you going to do live videos, or are you going to blog, or whatever? They always have to be in alignment to who you are, because when you're going to show up and be visible, it should be something that you love doing, that excites you, and you can communicate and connect with your ideal audience. But at the same time, understand that even though you have a specific purpose and your soul's gifts, your message may change or evolve over time, but it doesn't mean that your purpose is going to change. But it just means you may start out working with women between a specific age, having a specific problem that you have a solution. But as you go on and you evolve your business and you get more confidence in who you are and showing up, and then you get more results and you're bringing more transformation to your clients, you may say, well, okay, well, I wasn't really crazy about working with a specific type of ideal clients, but maybe I need to work with a different age group or something like that. So to me, it's the most important thing is to understand that you're going to evolve and always get support. Support is important for yourself, because it's not like you can arrive at a certain place and you're good that you never need support. I mean, if we are coaches and we're asking people to work with us, then we in turn should be working with coaches and mentors to support us as well. We always need that support as we desire to take our business and life to the next level. The other thing is that I believe there's no separation between life and business. Your business is an extension of who you are as an individual. So there's an integration. There should be harmony between the two. Balance, that's a myth. I don't believe that such thing exists, It's about integration, and it's about having that harmony between the two. It's like doing that dance and recognizing that. And it's okay to, some days you may spend a lot of time in your business, but also scheduling time for fun and downtime with your family or your loved ones. So recognizing that's important as well. Because I feel that as we continue to build our momentum in terms of success, because success means different things for different people. Success for one person may feel or determine that if they get to spend a lot of time with their family and travel, or that's success. They're able to have a business that gives them that opportunity to spend as much time with their family. Or it may be to just travel the world. or have a greater impact in the world, or write a book, or launch a magazine, or whatever those things is. Success is a very personal, interpretation. So I would say that those things are important, really getting clear to understand what success is for you, and then understanding that you're going to evolve as you continue to grow as a woman entrepreneur, and then just enjoy it, and especially if you're called to be an entrepreneur, enjoy it, because it has its challenges, but it also has its rewards.
Yeah, beautifully said. That's exactly like what we go through in the process of getting to our genius. We think like, oh, we've arrived, but actually you just started your journey, right? Like you're just getting into really what your sacred work is all about. And I think a huge part of it is like you have to really, we say surrender, but like we really have to like allow to receive the right downloads, receive the right things that like people, places, and things to get to where you're meant to go, right? And like allowing things to kind of unfold is like one of the biggest things that I've found, that is where you're going to find a greater peace, and in the right direction where you're going to find the freedom and that balance by actually just allowing.
Exactly.
Because we're going to hit so many bumps in the road, right? But like at least we know like at the end there's an actual destination, and even if we don't know exactly the destination, just keep going and taking that aligned action, and like making sure that you're on the right path with the clarity, right?
Exactly. It's key, having the clarity. Yes.
So thank you so much for like taking your time with us. I would like to, as you guys can see on the screen, there's her website there, and that's how you can get in touch with her. Is there like a free gift or anything you want to share with my audience that they need to know about before we end here?
Yes. So right now we're at the cusp of launching the magazine, the Kharisma magazine. So for a short while, we are going to be offering the first issue as a complimentary issue. So if you, connect with me, I can get you on the list so that when we give birth to that baby, you'll be the first to know and to be first to get a copy of the magazine. We're excited about that because the Kharisma magazine and online hub is a platform, like I said, from way when I was growing up, I've always been desiring or excited about creating platforms for other women to shine. And it's a place where, or a tool, a magazine where you get inspiration, you're empowered, you get actionable advice. We have contributors and writers from all over the world in various areas. And this magazine is holistic in terms of it's a business and lifestyle magazine. So it's not just a business magazine because, like I said, I believe there's no separation between your life and business. So that's why it's important for me to have a holistic approach in doing anything, because when I work with my clients, it's not the only business that I'm working with. I want to know about your life, because that has an important play an important factor in your business and your business success. So I would say connect with me. You can connect with me here on Facebook, Kharisma Aro. You can send me a PM message, or you can go to my website and connect with me there and get on the list for when we do give birth to the baby in a few weeks. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Because of course you invited me also to be part of your journey of your magazine, and yes. I know like it's gonna help many more people as they learn more about like how to make your business really like a lifestyle type of business where it's aligned to you and it's not the other way around where their business is running you, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, get in touch with her if you guys would like to reach out to her. There's her website there, and next week we're going to have not next week, in another 2 weeks, we're going to have another episode on my Land Woman TV, and interviewing amazing people just like Kharisma, who really, really believes that, soul alignment and business alignment is the key to success. All right. Well, you guys all have a beautiful day. Aloha.
Thank you so much for having me on. And it was awesome that I can, come and share with your audience.
Bye-bye.
Bye.